All right, so hello. I see people have been busy in the doc. That's nice. Lots of writing, lots of answers. So I found you a French philosopher this time, not one of the more famous ones. So anyone familiar with her? Anyone knew about her before? No, not even Isabel, not even your compatriot.
No, not even me, but you know, I like the old one, not.
Okay, even older.
Yeah, no, I didn't know her. So thank you. It wasn't. Yeah.
Okay, good. So a new acquaintance, could be nice. So let's start with, was there anything difficult in this text? Any difficulties in understanding or interpreting strange things that you came across? Or maybe not. Maybe it was rather straightforward. No? Nothing difficult? Elke, you have something.
Yes, I struggled a bit with interpreting the text. Could be I had to look up several words in translation. She uses concepts. For example, I read here, I say tastes. So about tastes and passions, which sounded like a strange word to use here, tastes.
Okay, so what is difficult here? Is it that it's an unusual use of the concepts?
Yes, of the word, yeah.
Okay. So could you make sense of it? Or it looks
Yes.
too strange?
Yes, I could make sense of it eventually.
Yeah.
So she uses...
how do they go together?
Tastes and passions specifically?
Yes.
I would say that tastes is a lighter version of a passion, more like a preference.
And what is she saying here about tastes? What kind of connection does he make with passions?
That not all people have great passions.
Yeah.
So if we don't have the great passions, then we have to be satisfied with tastes.
Yes. Yeah. What do you think about this idea? You think it makes sense?
Yes.
Yes.
So yes, I like this idea of not focusing on something big like a passion, but there's an alternative. Okay. So it's reassuring.
Okay, so you're more a taste person than a passion person.
Well, or I'm maybe too much of a passion person, and this gives me permission to not be so fanatical about stuff.
Okay. Yes. So this was your main difficulty, a bit surprising use of concepts.
Yes.
As well.
I noticed that I have, compared to her, a rather one-dimensional understanding of some words or concepts. So yeah.
Yes. Okay. But overall, it wasn't too difficult. Okay, good. So Ian, you raised your hand. That's no problem as well.
Yeah, there was one actually point which triggered some reflection, but I didn't find it let's say, explained or properly exemplified into the text. It's about illusions that we should not dispel, but rather valorize illusions, because they make pleasure possible. And she doesn't give any arguments why illusion is something good that we should protect rather than dispel.
Let's see, is it the third paragraph?
Yes, the third paragraph.
Yes, can you read that part? Can you read that part?
In order to be happy, one must have freed oneself from prejudices. One must be virtuous, healthy, have tastes and passions, and be susceptible to illusions. For we owe most of our pleasures to illusions, and unhappy is the one who has lost them. Far then from seeking to make them disappear by the torch of reason, let us try to thicken the varnish that illusion lays on the majority of objects. It is even more necessary to them than our care and finery to our body.
Mm. And you are missing an argument here.
Yes, an argument or even an example could have been helpful.
Yes. So let's see if someone thinks that they can see an argument, explicit or implicit, so something which would explain why illusions are a good thing. Andrea, you have something?
Yes, it seems to me that she said that illusion bring pleasure.
Yes.
I think that's an argument.
Yeah. Does she say why illusions bring pleasure?
Let me see. First illusion. Actually, no.
No. So what do you think? It's obvious. It's so obvious that it doesn't need to be mentioned. I think it's just an oversight.
I see that now what Ian is saying, that maybe it could be better to have an example.
Yeah.
But I think we could think ourselves to an example.
Yeah. But what do you think yourself? Why do illusions cause pleasure? Do you have an idea?
Yeah, for example, that through illusion you could see a more beautiful world, and so illusion could bring beauty.
Mm.
And that if you say something beautiful, you feel pleasure.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay, and we should keep them, make them even thicker, instead of making them disappear by the torch of reason. Okay, so reason then would be an opposition to this beauty that illusion can give you.
Yeah. Yes.
What do you think would be the cause? Why would reason then make the world uglier than your world of illusions?
Because reason tends to make you see as reality is without illusions. So it's in a way the truth behind the illusions.
Mm.
So in a way they are opposite.
Yes. Okay. Good. So Ian, what do you think? Like the idea that our illusions can make the world beautiful, that can be pleasurable.
Yes, I like it.
No.
Although it's an unusual thing for a philosopher to argue against reason.
Yes.
So that's why it also surprised me.
Yeah, but does she argue against reason in any absolute terms, or
No.
is
Yeah,
it conditional?
Only a specific function of reason that to dispel illusion, to eliminate it. Only that part.
Yeah, but let's say we take reason as a whole. But is she saying that we should get rid of reason because reason is bad, or is she giving a specific case where reason could be a problem?
No, other than this one, this case, which reason eliminates illusion, no, she doesn't. She doesn't argue against reason as a whole.
Yes. And what's the problem if we make it a little bit bigger? If reason gets rid of illusions, then what will happen?
I think the world will stop being beautiful or useful to us and will just be as it is. And that's it. As a thing to.
But she's not talking about use here.
Yeah, it talks about pleasure, indeed. So the world will stop being pleasurable, or things will stop being pleasurable, and will just be things to know.
Mm-hmm. And she uses the word, in the beginning of the paragraph that you read. Maybe even stronger than pleasure.
That is difficult. I think happiness.
Yes, happiness.
So
in order to be happy, we need illusions. So she's putting reason against happiness here. So if you want to be happy, okay, get rid of your reason, trust your illusions instead.
I think she's putting against not the entire reason, because you still, for example, she says also in the first paragraph that you need to reflect on planning your actions in order to be happy. So for this, you need reason. But she puts the opposite, let's say, against happiness, the desillusion. Yeah. The function of reason, which eliminates all illusion and just saves the truth.
So then she's putting truth against happiness. Your conclusion?
Yes, I think so. Yes.
So let's see with the others. Can we make this conclusion that reason rids us of happiness, and even truth then could be an obstacle to become happy? In order to be happy, we need to have illusions and lies, maybe. You think this is what she's saying, or you think maybe not? Maybe truth and reason can go together with happiness. No one? Yeah, Anna, you have something?
It's just that it seems logical for me that if she praises illusion, she rejects the contrary, and the contrary is truth. So it makes sense to oppose these concepts.
Yes. But do you think it's in an absolute way like this, that she's claiming that truth and happiness cannot live together? It's a rather more particular, more conditional than this.
Yeah, maybe it's conditional because there is when she said one, in order to be happy, one must have freed oneself of prejudice. It's a form of truth. So here, reaching truth is necessary. So yes, she doesn't condemn the truth in itself, but maybe some kind of truth.
And when she's saying we should not make our illusions disappear by reason, is she criticizing reason, or is it just very specific here, saying that, okay, don't get rid of your illusions by reason? Can you say that this is the same as criticizing reason, or is it just a very specific example?
No, yes, it's a specific example.
Yeah.
Because to free oneself of prejudice, we need reason.
Yes. So Anna, you read the text. Do you see it as clearly argued? Or do you think, like Ian, maybe there is some lack of argumentation and clarity here?
Yeah, I think it's a bit, it's not it's confused, but it's incomplete. But maybe it's because it's just an extract, because we don't see clearly what kind of illusions, for example, should be thickened.
Okay, we have no examples here.
No.
Yes. That's okay. Right. So, Ian, what do you think? Can it be that this is just a specific example she's dealing with? So it's not so much putting happiness against truth or against reason.
Yes, it's a specific example where we must, let's say, restrain our reason for pleasure, for happiness.
Yeah.
And this, when we deal with illusions, I'm not sure if it's illusions in general or some illusions which I don't know, are fundamental to our happiness, to our pleasures.
Yeah.
So it seems like it's just specific and not truth or reason as absolute.
Yeah. And about illusions, do you think she's talking about illusions in general or some specific ones, or you don't know?
I think if she uses illusions in the same, let's say, context or even sentence with tastes and passions, she talks about specific and not illusion in general or all illusions.
Yes. Okay.
So rather, if some illusions bring us some pleasure that we'd like to continue, then we should keep that illusions. Otherwise, for example, prejudices can also be a sort of illusions imposed by others.
Indeed.
This we should dispel with reason.
Yes. Okay, so she's talking about illusions, passions, sensations, feelings, but not so many examples. But at the same time, you're saying we cannot assume that it's just any passion or any feeling. It has to be something specific. We don't really know exactly what this specific feeling or passion or illusion is. You think that's what's going on here in the text?
Yes.
So do you think that's a problem when we write, or do you think it's fine to do it like this?
No, I think it might be a problem because this leads to speculation and misinterpretation of the text. If things are not explicit and properly with proper arguments, then we as a readers tend to fill the gap with our own. Or we tend to ignore the text.
So you prefer texts which do not leave gaps for the reader to fill in, where everything is clearly explained and argued.
Yes, I think either explained or exemplified, one of the two.
Mm-hmm.
If both are missing, I feel like it's just throwing bits of ideas.
Yes. Like, you see a benefit in that, or no, not for you?
Yeah, I do see a benefit. It brings discussions and more engagement from the readers.
Yeah.
To ask questions, to look more careful into the text and try to find a hidden explanation, a disguised argument.
Mm. Yes. Okay, but in general, you prefer to have it the other way around, whether you want to tell you.
In general, yes. These kind of exercises I cannot do all the time with all the text.
No, it's too painful. Well, why? What does it create in you? When you have these kinds of texts, why do you see it as a problem?
Well, I think it asks more effort from my side to read it multiple times, to read it more carefully, maybe to search for an extension of the text if I can find it.
And you don't like the effort?
In general, the extra effort for reading text, no, I don't like it.
You don't like it, no. So you prefer comfort to effort?
Comfort to effort. Yes, I think so.
Yes. Better with a philosopher that tells you straight away the answer. You don't have to think so much for yourself. That's it.
Well, I think with, let's say I don't have to struggle thinking too much, or I don't have to ask many questions, but rather think in a more, let's say, natural way, in a mode, the idea is to be in a flow rather than in a...
Yeah. But if your ideas are in a flow, then it sounds rather smooth, rather comfortable. Yes.
Yes, like, yeah, smooth.
But what do you think is more conducive to thinking? Is it when you're in a flow and it goes smooth, or is it when you have some obstacles? There is some effort. You need to put some work in it.
I think it is more useful. It exercises thinking better when you need to put effort.
Yeah. If I, in thinking and reflecting, does that make sense to you?
No, I didn't understand the question. If
no? Can you see the difference between a text which makes you think and a text which makes you reflect?
Okay.
It's rather the same thing.
Yeah, I think reflection is smooth, in a comfortable position. Thinking, it's more like physical exercise when you need to struggle to move from different angles and it consumes you more.
Yeah. Yeah, and and sometimes you read text and it's very smooth. It can be very interesting, and maybe you reflect upon it, but it kind of leads you on the way to where it wants you to go. But a text like this, as you say, you need to put in some work. You need to make an effort.
Yes. I see the benefit, but to read only text like this, it will
too much work.
Too much work. I would start despise, not like reading, and rather just think, but start like thinking more rather than reading.
Yeah. Yes, well, that would be terrible. Okay, so at least I don't give you more than one text a week. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Good. So anyone else found maybe something you thought were problematic, or you have an objection to, or maybe the content of the text, or as even the form of the writing, or anything? Or nothing else? No? So anyone who sees or made maybe a connection with last week's text, if you read last week's Plato texts, did you think about it when you read this one? Did you make some kind of connection? See some common themes? No? Nothing? Yeah, Anna, you saw something?
Oh, no, it's not with Plato.
Okay.
Is that when I first read the text, I was okay, but why this text? What's the point with philosophy? Because you told us this text will be about philosophy, and there is only one moment when I make the connection with the theme of philosophy is when she says, sorry. Yeah, at the end of the text, when she describes someone who has reached happiness, and at the end she said, this person is surely an excellent philosopher. And so then I identify, okay, so for her, that is the definition of a philosopher.
Yes. And what is the definition here in the text?
Philosopher is someone that is able to take benefit from the circumstances of his life.
Mm-hmm.
In order to reach a peace of mind and enjoyable feelings.
Yes. And what do you think of this definition? Do you like it, or you don't think it's a good definition of a philosopher?
I think it's very unusual because nowadays we have the definition of a philosopher first as an intellectual, and we don't care about his existence, his level of happiness, or so it's a very different vision.
Yeah.
And it's just that I just wonder if there is not a contradiction with this definition. And when she said that his heart is an untroubled state, but at the same time in the text she defends passions.
Yeah.
And so it seems a bit contradictory.
Okay, so passions contradicts having your heart in an untroubled state.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So what do you think, the rest of you? Anyone who has an idea about this? You see a contradiction here, or can it be reconciled? Sven, you have an idea?
I also thought that the last part contradicts the rest of the text, because in the most of the text she says, you know, go after your passions, seek the things that give you pleasure. And then in the last part, she sort of says, but accept what you have, you know, make do with what you have, accept your position. The only way I can think to reconcile it is that she's sort of saying that you shouldn't try to look for pleasure too far away from you. So look for pleasures that are accessible to you in your position in society. Don't dream about things that are too difficult to achieve.
Mm-hmm. Right. So it's kind of a restricted form of passion.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Isabel, you have an idea?
Okay, sorry. I need that. Okay. Okay, yes, I thought about a mixture of Epicurean and the Stoicians.
Yeah.
With the fact that in Stoicism, they say you have to separate what depends on us and what don't depend on us. So in that case, there is some things very Stoic, but at the same time Epicurean, because she seems to say if you have desire, passions can be good. But if you go too far and if you go to the excess, it might not be good. So I saw a mixture of it. So for me, it's not a contradiction, but it's rather how to reconcile Stoicians and Epicureans.
Yes. Okay, so you think it can work here?
Yeah, I think it can work, yeah.
Okay, so we should make the most of the station in our life. Yes, we should be susceptible to all the feelings, agreeable sensations, passions, but at the same time put our hearts and minds in an untroubled state.
Yeah.
To not get carried away with all of these passions and illusions and feelings. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. And do you like the advice?
Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
And would you call that an excellent philosopher as well, or not by your definition?
I don't know.
No?
I don't know. I'm very partagé, a balance about it, you know. If you see a philosopher as someone very rational or reasonable, so I don't think she is, but at the same time, she defends something, you know. So the fact that passions have to believe, and as well by maybe knowing oneself, maybe it's I go too far, but there is something about it, because she said take care of your health, be well. So I think, yes, we can say she's a philosopher, you know, trying to enjoy life, but that doesn't mean that she does just whatever she wants without thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yes. So if we could call Stoicism and Epicureanism philosophy, we could call this philosophy as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Nice. Thank you. Elka, you wanted to add something? No? Andrea, you have something?
Yes, Isabel made me think about Epicureanism and Stoicism. Yeah, I see her point, but it seems to me she's more in Epicurean than Stoicism. Because since I remember, well, I mean, as long as I remember correctly, Stoics say that passions are illness, and it's better to get rid of passions. And Epicureans say that there are many different needs, and you should choose just the basic ones and to enjoy them. And pleasure is happiness, but don't go to look for needs you can avoid, like not natural and not necessary needs. And focus in the main ones, in the basic ones, and enjoy them. So it seems to me she's more in the Epicurean side.
Yes. Yes, okay. Not so much of a Stoic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. Good. Nice.
And in a way, even if I may add something, even in Epicurean philosophy, there is this kind of, let's say, double movement between needs. So in a way, Epicurean is saying, don't, like Sven said before, don't look for too far with the needs. Just stay with the main ones, and enjoy them, like eat, drink, and sleep. And you can have pleasure, and that's happiness. But you have to select needs, not go for any needs.
Yes. And when she says that, she's not only talking about passions. She says we have to be virtuous and healthy, and we should have tastes, and we should have passions. I think that could go together with Epicureanism as well.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. Good. Okay, so Anna, what do you say? Do you think it could be reconciled like this?
Yes.
Get rid of the contradiction?
Yes, I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And can you see this as philosophy, or for you it doesn't really smell like philosophy, it's something else?
No, I think it can be seen as philosophy, as more some wisdom.
But what kind of philosophy would you, or how would you define philosophy? Since you don't really see this as a philosophical text. according to your standards of philosophy here. So what is missing, do you think?
No, I said it. I think it's a philosophical text. It's just about her definition of what is a philosopher. That was more unusual. But
I thought you said that the text wasn't very philosophical. You didn't?
I don't remember saying that.
Okay.
But a difference I can make with maybe yes, philosophical text more which I'm more used to is where you questions, and here there is no question. It's more just assertive.
Yes. But you see that as problematic?
No.
No?
No, because it's still the fruit of a reflection. So it can be considered as a philosophy, as a wisdom.
Yeah. I'm thinking about Aristotle. It's also rather assertive.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much questioning.
Yes.
So, yeah. But yes, okay, again, the definition, what is philosophy, what is not philosophy? As well, we are living in a certain time and place where we have certain expectations of what a philosophical text should look like. So, yes, of course, it's easy to fall into the trap of calling anything philosophical. But at least you're okay with labeling this as a philosophical text.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. Good. Okay, so let's see, Milos. Haven't heard from you so far. What did you think of the text when you read it? Any reflections, any ideas?
Well, concerning is it philosophical or not philosophical article?
Or any reflection of the text?
Okay. I found the point that people always talk about their unhappiness and never talk about happiness. And it was very interesting for me because I can find there some kind of new idea in comparing the older philosophical articles. We can find the similar idea in Stoic or Epicurean tradition, but I wasn't able to find this idea in other philosophical articles.
All right. So this was a new idea to you.
Please, can you repeat?
This was a new idea to you?
Yes. Actually, I found in Schopenhauer's philosophy opposite ideas. Actually, that people cannot feel good things they have, and can feel need for things that they don't have, unsatisfied needs. But it is very different idea. I think there is another point.
Yes. You see a connection to the idea here that the unhappy are interesting, but the happy are unknown.
Yes, and as I understood, argument is very interesting. When you are unhappy, everybody are around you. Okay, what's going on with you? And when you are happy, no one cares. And people like to be unhappy, because many other people are paying attention to them. And when you see person who is either happy or either is tempered, this person is not interesting.
Yes. And also with love, she says, people who are happily in love, it's boring. There's no drama. Yes. But unhappy love, it's for the spectators, it's very fun to watch.
I see it as an example of the same idea.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So you liked it?
Yes.
Great. Nice. So now let's go to the document. Now we have quite a lot of writing here. So just look at the writing and look for something you would like to comment, something interesting. Could be something you think is maybe not clear to you, or maybe you think it's a strange question, or maybe you don't think the answer makes sense, or maybe you want to object to something, or you want to add something, whatever. So anything that you think is interesting or fascinating, you want to comment on, just raise your hand. So, Sven, whose work is it?
It's Elke's work, the first comprehension question.
Which page?
Page 4.
Okay. For first comprehension question. So what's the problem?
It's not a problem. It just made me think of a connection.
Like connection between what?
Between this text and the sort of tradition or the other. I think this text, it poses an alternative way to seeing things to the majority of, or let me say many spiritual or philosophical texts that preach the opposite, which is to not satisfy pleasure, to curb your passions.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I
think that's an interesting, yes, link.
Yeah,
That's an interesting opposition. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think on this key of how to deal with illusions, or how to see that when you see the world as you notice the illusion and you don't live with it, then you maybe lose pleasure. I just want to read what Elke said, then I can explain a little bit more the connection. She said, why is it important to hold on to illusions? It is important to hold on to illusions because illusions are essential to find joy. When we use reason to eliminate illusions, our world becomes poor and empty.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure about poor yet, but I was thinking about calling it a world without illusions is empty. And then I thought of the Buddhist concept of emptiness, that if you really see the truth of reality, then you realize that actually everything is just atoms. There's not really the concepts of separate objects and people and things we desire. All of these things they don't really have a long-term substance to them. There's emptiness. There's no lasting form. And that is a disillusioned way of seeing the world, and it helps you to not get pleasure in things when you realize that they're empty.
But this emptiness, does it contain nothing, or does it contain something?
The way I understand it, it's that they are empty.
Or if you think about the Buddhist idea of emptiness here, is it nothing, or is it something?
It's something,
but
it's not what we think it is.
But what is it? What is there in the emptiness?
I don't know. I thought I understood it. Now I realize I don't think I understand it.
No? Are you thinking of the Buddhist conception or something else that you don't understand?
I thought that I understood the Buddhist conception that emptiness means empty of the type of meaning we usually give to things. We put concepts, we put separation to things to understand them, but because there's no real separation, they are empty of this meaning that we give them. That was my understanding.
Yes. But then the emptiness would just be a lack of something, in this case, and not something in itself.
Yeah.
What would you put against this emptiness? What would be the opposite concept?
Abundance or richness. Yeah, I think that's where the poor maybe is interesting, like rich in.
Okay, so
things.
let's do that. Abundance or richness. And an abundance of what?
Objects.
Objects, right? And emptiness would be an emptiness of objects.
Yes.
Yes. But where do the objects come from? Where do things come from?
I think things are concepts. They come, our brain creates them.
Yeah.
It creates separation in our experience. It separates things.
Yeah.
It draws lines on something that it creates the separating lines.
And these concepts, these ideas, where do they come from? Can something come from nothing?
Yeah.
Or no?
No, it's not. No, it's not coming from nothing.
And the world of things, the world of objects, it doesn't come from nothing.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't come from nothing.
But before there is a thing, there is no thing, right? Until the thing is, there is not the thing.
But okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Yes. And you said that the world of abundance and richness is a world of objects, of things. But before there are objects and things, there are no objects and things. Correct? But at the same time, something cannot come from nothing. So then this emptiness, if we call it an emptiness, it cannot be nothing. There must be something. There must be at least some kind of potentiality.
Yeah, so I think maybe it's actually it's just one thing. It's just one big thing.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay, so it's not
full.
right, it's not a separation
Yeah.
of things. But it's still it's something. Whether it's one being, what it is, whether it's a state of chaos.
Yeah, but it's not nothing.
In the ancient Greeks, the chaos or the hundun, like the Chinese say. But then if it is the opposition of things and abundance, then it wouldn't be nothing. It would still be something. So then the question is, this empty world, is it really so terrible? Can the emptiness be full?
No, I think it's full.
Full of potentiality.
Yes.
Full of the conditions to make the world, the objects and the things actual.
Yeah.
Huh? Yes. Okay, so you got us into this Buddhist track. But do you think Du Châtelet was thinking along these lines, or for her this, or Alke who wrote this? Do you think she was into this, or there was some other kind of emptiness she was thinking about?
No, probably it was just empty of pleasure.
Yeah. But this idea that it's important to hold on to illusions, you like it? Or no?
I like it, and I like the whole piece because it just provided a counterpoint to the stuff that I usually like and I'm drawn to, which is about, pressing down your passion, trying to relinquish your desires and self-denial, etc. And this text says, give in to your pleasures. So I liked it as a balance to that.
And this self-denial, does it make you happy?
Yes.
Getting rid of your desires.
It has its own
denial.
pleasure.
Tell me, how does it make you happy?
It has its own, maybe just because it's a habit, and it fulfilling a habit is comforting.
Ah, okay. So you're like Eon here, and comfort makes you happy.
Ironically, the comfort of denying yourself comfort,
yes,
this makes you comfortable.
Yeah. But then why do you like this idea? Is it just because it's different, or you see some merit in it?
I also think it's a sort of common sense way of, I think most people, if you ask them, most people on the street, you know, what makes you happy, they would say TikTok videos and ice cream and coffee, you know. And so for most people, pleasures and even tastes really are good enough for them. And so it's a quite sort of common sense reasoning.
But do you like it? Or you think it's a poor kind of happiness?
I think it's poor. I think it's a poor kind of happiness. And to answer the previous question about the relation to last week's text, you know, it's looking for happiness in mundane things, whereas Plato, I think, was urging us to go up, to transcend the mundane and to find value in sublime types of happiness, sublime beauty.
Mm-hmm. Then you're more into Plato than this one.
Yes, it's more aspirational.
Yes. Okay. Good. Anything else you'd like to add to this? No? Okay. So anyone else on this? Or is something else you found? So, Isabel, you found something.
Yes, Andrea. Third questions, reflection question.
Just which page?
Andrea is what? I don't know.
Okay, page 2, we see it.
Page 2, okay. Yeah, he made 2 answers to the question, can illusions be good? And I found quite very close to the idea of Spinoza, an idea that I like, especially in the B. The critics of illusions.
Right.
The fact that Spinoza critiques illusions, you know, and so I think this idea talks to me a lot, you know. And yeah. And what is funny is this answer A as well, because there is something, but if you add, Spinoza will say as well, if you want to add, he will say it's okay to have illusion if you know that it's only illusion. So I think there is this these 2 ideas that are could look contradictory, but which are not, that I found quite interesting here, you know. And which is rather difficult with the text, because I'm thinking about the text, and finally, we don't know too much what she thinks, you know. It's just like she's reflecting, and sometimes she says some things. Maybe later just like she's talking to herself, you know. So she starts, and later on she maybe change her mind, you know, like she's a chair between different things. So yeah.
And you're not too fond of that way of writing, or you like it?
Yeah, in a way, maybe I like it. I would have liked it some years ago, you know, not anymore. I'm getting old, you know. I want peace, but
yes.
Yeah, but there is something I like at the same time, you know, the fact that you can see that there is thinking going on in her mind, you know, like she wants something, but at the same time she criticizes, like about happiness and happiness, so it's not so clear. So I like, you can see there is like a way elle trace Anna, chemin qu'elle trace, you know, a way that a path that she's, I know, just like she walks, and let's see to what she arrive at the end, you know, like growing up, if I can say, you know, like, like growing up. So I think there is something nice in the text, but do
you think Andrea here, he managed to reconcile these 2 ideas?
Yeah.
You think he put them as a contradiction, but you see a connection between them?
Yeah, I don't think it's too much of contradiction, you know. because he said if you know how to play with them.
Yeah.
So
Can you,
there is a condition, by the way.
Isabel, can you synthesize this idea for us in A and B very briefly? Just illusions good because, illusions not good because.
Okay, let me make a synthesis. Mm. Illusions are good if you know that they are illusions, and illusions are not good because they create something bad in your mind. But I don't think it's a synthesis, you know.
But these two ideas that you gave, are they opposite ideas?
The opposite idea is the fact that illusions are good because they can bring pleasure. Yeah. So there is no thinking, just illusions, you know. So you can imagine whatever as long as it brings you pleasure. But
illusions are not good.
But illusions are not good because it's not reality. It has nothing to do with reality, you know, just like something you create. So in that way, when you know it's illusion, the fall can be terrible, you know.
So can we then reconcile them? These two ideas, the bad and the good one, how can they go together? If you want help, you can ask Elke. She's willing to help.
Yeah, Elke, can you help me, please?
Yes, I see a problem in your argument that illusions have nothing to do with reality and therefore cannot be good. I think it's an undifferentiated argument.
Okay. But before we go to this, if we just go with what Isabel said, do you think these two ideas can be reconciled or no? We have to choose either illusions are good or they're bad.
No, I think they can be reconciled.
Okay. Can you show it? Okay, we have both ideas together.
I think Isabel provided a nice synthesis when she said illusions can work as long as you are aware of them. And when you are not aware, they're either very good because you believe in the illusion, they bring you happiness, or they are very bad because they distort your ideas and you lose touch with what is actually going on in reality.
So the key concept here would be which one?
For the synthesis, I would propose awareness.
Right. So with an awareness, yes. Yes, okay. We can go together. We need to be aware of the illusions. But then, if you're aware of your illusions, would you call it an illusion? Or does it stop being an illusion as soon as you become aware of it?
Well, then I think it becomes a choice or a story from which you can step in and out on. Can I give an example?
Yeah, go ahead.
So here in Holland, right now in December, we have something called Sinterklaas. I don't know, the Belgians have it as well. It's like Santa Claus. So some people tell their kids like Santa Claus exists. Other people tell their kids Santa Claus does not exist. But there are people that say, well, we are such a huge fan of Santa Claus, we pretend he exists just because it's fun. So from then on, the child, if he chooses, he knows, okay, this is a fantasy. I know that this is, you know, my neighbor dressed up in a red suit. But at the same time, believing the story and the fairy tale is much more fun.
Yeah, and you call it a fantasy, but you think it could work as an illusion as well.
Yes. It's like a magician's show. You know it's not true, it's an illusion, but you choose to believe it because for the sake of the joy of it.
Yes. Okay. Right. So you shouldn't believe the magician. When he puts his life in danger, it would be dangerous to believe him. Maybe you would try the same thing. But it's important to be aware of the illusion that is.
Yes. Yes, but it's more fun as well at the same time.
Which is more fun?
To believe in the illusion.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. Good. Nice. So Isabel, what do you think? Can awareness be the concept which could combine these two ideas?
Yeah. Yeah, it takes a concept, yeah.
It works, yes.
Yeah, it works, yeah. But I'm wondering about, is an illusion still an illusion if you're aware that it's an illusion, you know?
Mm-hmm. So what do you think? We're not sure.
It's a false, maybe fantasy, like Elke said, you know? No, there is something that's bothering me, you know? Yeah. You know, just like a false, like your own reality, you know? You know, it's not true, but it's your own reality, so it's good.
Can you be aware of it?
Yeah.
So is it possible for you to say, I have this illusion, or would the illusion disappear as soon as you said it?
No, I think I can say I have the illusion, like I have the impression. It's an illusion. I know it might be not true, so.
So then we can have illusions, even if we know that they are illusions.
Yes, so we can have illusion, yeah.
Right. So then awareness could work.
Yeah, and awareness will be like a limit, like something, yeah. Yeah, so I think it works, yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, good, yeah.
So let's see, Andrea, this was your work. What do you think of it? What you've heard so far, does it make sense, or you have other ideas?
Yes, it was interesting. The discussion, and I had the same question you made before, like about illusion and awareness, and I'm still thinking about it. And I was trying to connecting, but I don't know if I'm able. This kind of awareness, this kind of relationship between awareness and illusion, with Socrates dialogue. For example, if you think that Socrates says, I know nothing. And in a way, there is awareness, but there is illusion as well, because of course he knows something. So in a way, in order to dialogue with other people, he played the game, and he bites the illusion that he knows nothing. And so I was trying to link this concept to the practice in a way.
But do you think he believes in it, that he knows nothing? Him, for Socrates, is it an illusion?
In a way, I think he believes when he say, I know nothing. If the sentence means that I know that the human knowledge is almost nothing compared to God's knowledge. So in that sense, I think he believes it. But at the same time, he knows something, and he knows that he knows nothing is already something, by the way. So,
yeah. You would call this illusion. Does it immediately, when you just think about it, does it immediately look to you like an illusion, or it's rather constructed? So
yeah, maybe it's not an illusion, it's more a game he is playing in order to dialogue with other people. So if you put aside your knowledge, you can dialogue with the other person, and you can deal with the other worldview or thinking system. But if you put too much of yourself, the other person disappears in front of you. So I think that's more a game, more on a practice. So he's practicing the ignorance in a way in order to dialogue with the other.
yes. Yeah. So it's more awareness.
Yes, it's more awareness. Yes.
Than an illusion. Yes.
But in a way, through awareness, he's creating in the thinking game the illusion that he knows nothing, which is useful for the dialogue. So through awareness, you can create illusions.
Oh yeah. For the others, you can create illusion. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Yes.
Yeah. And do you think that could work with your example as well? In A, where you say illusions can be good because they can bring some pleasure, and if you know how to play with them, you also know how to increase the pleasure in your life. When you wrote it, were you thinking about your own illusions? Or were you thinking about creating illusions for other people, like a magician or Socrates?
When I wrote that, I was thinking about my own illusions, but I think it could apply also for other people's illusions. Yes.
Yes. So you can become happy by giving other people illusions.
At least you could make other people think, and if you think that thinking could bring joy, yes, you could make other people happy too. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Fine. It's a way to play with illusions.
Yes. Yes.
And in your own question, can illusions be good? It didn't say about. It didn't say that it had to be your own illusions. So
yeah, in general. So yes.
you can accept the answer is yes. Okay. Good. Anything you want to add to this?
Yeah, I would add maybe in order to distinguish the two answers, because before you propose to reconcile them, I think awareness is a good way to reconcile both of them. But at the same time, we could try to distinguish them, and by saying that there are different types of illusions. So in a way, there are illusions that, like maybe the Socrates one, that brings joy and some pleasure and something good, and some illusion that brings suffering. So maybe we should distinguish these two types of illusions.
So what is it about the illusions which is different? Is it the quality of the illusions, or why do some of them bring joy and some happen, or some sorrow?
I think it's more the relationship with the illusions that can transform the illusion in good or in bad.
Yeah. So it's not different illusions, it's the same illusion, but how you relate.
Yes, different relationships, yes.
But that's what you wrote, right? So in A and B, in your answers, we have two different ways of dealing with illusions.
Yes. In a way, if we could say that if you don't see the reality, sometimes it's better. If you don't see the reality, sometimes it creates suffering and unhappiness in your life. But it depends maybe with how you relate with this not knowing how the reality is.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Can you explain? Let's say, so you said believing in an illusion can create either joy or sorrow.
Yes.
depending on how you relate to it. Okay, so can you explain the difference?
Yeah, I would take some philosophical example. For example, in Plato philosophy, illusion are bad. You take they're the shadows that keep you a prisoner in the cave. So you think that the shadows are the reality, but they are just illusions. So that's not good because you through the illusion you are a slave. You're a prisoner.
And then the good ones, what's the difference?
The good ones is that I think, like Isabel said before about Spinoza, that there is a positive side in Spinoza philosophy of if you are aware of illusions, you can play with them and they can bring you something good.
Yeah.
So still maybe
okay, but from the beginning, you said that illusions that you believe in can be either good for you or bad for you.
Yes, I think I said so, yes.
But here, if you bring awareness to it, do you believe in them? We don't believe in them anymore.
Oh, yeah, you're right. So maybe the first example is when you believe in illusion. The second one is when you don't believe, but you are aware and you play with them. Yeah, so it doesn't work. Yes.
Yes. Yes. Okay, so it's still what you wrote here. That they are good when you have an awareness and can play with them. And they are bad when it distorts the reality.
Yes, so I'm not able now to think an illusion without awareness, which is good. So in a way, just awareness can transform illusion in a good phenomenon for humans.
But in your B here, where you write illusions can be not good when they create a distorted image of reality. And then indeed is the principle of unhappiness. But can a distorted image of reality also create joy?
Yes. Yes. Yes, good. So it's
the opposite, an awareness, can that create misery?
You mean ignorance? Yeah.
No, awareness.
Or the opposite?
Of reality. Can it create sadness, sorrow?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And like, for example, I now it comes in my mind Schopenhauer's philosophy, which is he says that you should get rid of the passions and what you want, and it doesn't seem like a happy path to follow.
But then, did you give us an undifferentiated answer here?
Yes, I was thinking about. I think it can, since it can apply of both sides, is a bit undifferentiated.
Yes.
Right.
So awareness of it can lead to joy and sorrow, and believing in them can lead to joy and sorrow as well.
Yeah. So maybe awareness is not. I mean, I should think another concept beside awareness, but now I cannot.
Yes. Isabel, did we kill awareness here?
No, I keep it. Yeah.
You keep it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I keep it. Even if it's undifferentiated, I keep it because I think it works.
But if it's undifferentiated, how can it work?
Yeah, I know. I just want to keep it, you know.
Yes. You just want to keep it. But yeah, but you're okay with the idea that awareness can create happiness and it can create misery as well.
Yeah.
And is belief in an illusion can create both, or either happiness or sadness.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have a better one anyway than this one.
No.
No.
And this one, is it good, or you just want to keep it?
No, I think I just want to keep it very subjective.
So anyone who has an idea for another concept or to get us out of this somehow? No. Sven, go ahead.
Pragmatism, pragmatic use of illusions.
Right. So can you explain?
I think you use the illusion that you are a self in order to live a life so that you can continue living and gain more knowledge and understand the world better. And in order to transcend that, but you need to have that illusion of being a self while you're still in this stage until you use that self until you don't need it anymore, and then you can get rid of that illusion. But you can't jump. You need the illusion for some time, so you use it pragmatically as a tool.
But that would require awareness, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So what about when you are not aware of your illusions? Can you be pragmatic about them? Yes? No?
No, I can't think of.
No. Can they still be good? Illusions that you believe in, and you're not aware of the fact that they are illusions.
Yeah.
And they bring you happiness.
Yes.
Yes. Right.
Yes.
And pragmatism doesn't cover this. Or separates the good from the bad kinds. I think we would need a concept which could either include all of these ideas or could show the difference between when they are not good and when they are good. So far, nothing. Okay. Do you have one, Andrea? Thinking of one?
I can give it a try. It's more intuition than idea, but I can try. I would propose the concept of harmony.
Which one?
Harmony.
Okay, can you explain?
Yeah, in a way, when the illusion are harmonic and proportional to yourself, to your life, to your circumstances, they're good. when they are, let's say, too far away or too big, they are bad. So in a way, is harmony and balance, let's say, as that can distinguish the two types of illusions.
And this could work whether you're aware of it or not. So it doesn't need awareness. It could still work, this harmony or balance.
I think so.
Yes. Okay. Right. Good.
It's more a practice than a knowledge, more an awareness.
Yes.
Yes.
Indeed. Okay. Yes. Nice. So see, Anna, you had someone that was something as well.
Yes, it's not very clear, but I thought about empowerment. Maybe illusions are good if they allow us to gain more empowerment. And it's bad if, on the contrary, they make us weak in life in general.
Mm-hmm. So in general, empowerment is good.
Sorry?
In general, empowerment makes you feel good.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And you think that's what the good illusions do? They empower you in some way.
Yes. I'm thinking about the...
Can you give an example of how an illusion would empower you?
Yeah. I was thinking about the children, for example, who had the illusion that their parents are omnipotent, and so they can protect them from anything. And this illusion allows them to develop themselves and to feel secure enough to, yes, I would say to develop their how can I say, their pleasure to play, to learn, to live, and in a way to empower themselves.
All right. And empowerment could also work both with illusions you believe in and awareness of reality.
Sorry, I didn't understand.
So both illusions or an awareness of reality could be empowering. It's not just illusions which are empowering.
Yeah.
Okay, but the good kind would be empowering.
Yes.
The bad kind would not.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, okay. Yeah, all right. Good. Okay, so let's see. Anyone else? No? Isabel, what do you think? Harmony, empowering, can it work?
Harmony, I don't think so, because I don't see the connection, but empowering, I think it could work, yeah. Even if
But harmony, what is the missing connection?
I don't find the connection between illusions, whatever they are good and bad, and harmony. When you think about illusions, where is there harmony about it? I don't know. It's something I cannot connect together. Empowering, I can connect, yeah.
But let's check with Andrea. Can you explain what you meant by harmony? How is that related to illusion?
Yeah, okay. when the illusions fits your needs, they creates harmony. When the illusion go against your needs, they don't create harmony. And the first are good and the second one are bad.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I don't take it. If you bring needs now, I give up.
Well, you don't take it. Why? What's the problem?
Because illusions and needs have nothing to do with it. Andrea I think he goes a bit far,
Mm-hmm.
I think he has a imagination and it's not getting better. It's really full of illusion. But already I have a problem with Socrates, with the illusion of, yeah, I think it doesn't work,
No.
Yeah. So it was Socrates, now there is harmony, and now...
But he mentioned balance as well.
Yeah.
If
No,
if illusions create some kind of balance between you and your reality, where you
yeah, okay.
okay, now the reality fits the way I see the world, or yeah, then okay, let's not say reality, but may your illusions create some balance between yourself and how you relate to the world.
Okay, balance. Yeah,
Yeah.
balance. Balance is good, or reality is good, but not harmony.
Okay.
For common sense, it makes no sense.
Then when your illusions or your awareness creates a balance between you and your world, then it's good. When they create an unbalance, where there's a kind of shifting ground between yourself and around you, whether it's illusion or awareness of the world, then it's not good.
Yeah. Okay, I guess Andrea needs to work more on that one.
You don't like the idea, or you don't like Andrea? Now I'm confused.
No, I'm very fond of my friend Andrea, but it's about his idea that I found a bit strange,
But this idea of balance, it's strange.
No, balance is fine. Balance can work, but not harmony. I think it's exaggerate.
Okay.
Okay, but I'm getting stuck, because I have my own idea and I cannot get over it,
But empowering, you liked.
Yeah, empowering. It's it's nice. Yeah, it's good because if you know that illusions are illusions, that means there is awareness. So empowering fits here, and in the other side as well. Or reality also, between your own reality, your illusions that it's only illusion, and the reality of the world. So subjective and objective, so you have reality, two kinds of reality.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and it will empower you or not?
Yeah.
Yes. Right.
No, it's what Anna proposed makes sense.
Okay, good. Now, Andrea, did you want to defend yourself?
Not defending. I was trying to propose another example that it could be to clarify the idea of balance and harmony, which is that in order to live and to have a harmony with ourselves, we need to be awake for a certain time of hours, a certain amount of hours. But at the same time, we need to sleep and dream. So if you don't dream, if you don't sleep, you cannot have a balance and harmony in your life. So even illusion, and you could say that illusion are a kind of dreams, are important to have an harmony with your life and yourself.
Yes.
But Isabel, I don't think she's going to take it.
No, I don't think she is. She's going to say you're going too far again.
But nice try, you know.
Okay.
I know she doesn't like to sleep so much. That's why.
Maybe illusion is not your thing, Isabel.
Yeah, maybe. You know. I'm not living in Disney World. You know.
No, of course.
I would like sometimes, but
Yes, yeah. But you're too aware of reality to get lost in it.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. So let's see if we can find one more. Suggest we leave this one for now. See if anyone finds something nice to comment on. No one? Yes, Anna.
Yes, I just have a question about the function of a comprehension question.
Okay.
When we try to answer a comprehension question, should we base our answers on the text, or I have a memory?
Yes. Yes. We should.
Okay. Because then I see a problem in Isabel's work.
So, which page is it?
It's page 6.
Okay. So, which question?
Is the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that she's not.
Okay, so can you read the question to me?
Yes. Why is it commonly believed that it's difficult to be happy?
Yes. So you see this as not so related or not?
No, it's the answer.
Okay.
I think the question is okay, but I think that the answer is not.
Yeah. But first, let's look at the question.
Yeah.
Could you answer this question even without having read the text?
Yes.
Why? What gives it away?
Because it's about a common belief.
Yeah. So in the question, we see no direct connection here to the text.
Yes.
That common beliefs. And you say in the answer as well, it doesn't rely on the text.
No.
So is it the same thing here about common beliefs? So when you read this answer, do you see it as taken from the text, or you see it more as a general answer to the question?
Yeah, I think it's a general answer.
Yeah.
But actually, I think the problem is that the question she asked, even if we try to answer with the text, there is only one answer. It's not so much an interpretation question.
So this question, even if it's related to the text, we could only give one answer to it.
Yeah, it's more a reading question than an interpretation question, I think.
Yes. Yes, I noticed that with some people here, and maybe I should have specified it in the instructions. I didn't. That we can make a difference between comprehension questions and maybe, as you say, reading questions or factual questions, where we have the correct answer in the text. Just go look for it. But comprehension questions, yes, they should preferably be a bit more of interpretation questions.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have read the text, but you could still give some different answers to it. Yes. But this one, yes, you say it looks more like a reflection question.
Yes.
So Isabel, is it right? This is more a reflection question.
Yeah, when I was copied because I did it apart, I was as well wondering, because at the beginning I just took it as a question and I thought based on what the author was saying, I could give different interpretations.
Yes.
But so I had this doubt, but anyway, I put it because I saw that I don't just copy what is in the text, but trying to interpret what the author says. But yeah, maybe Anna is right. Could be like a reflection questions. Yeah.
Yes, so this could have been
maybe
answered by someone who didn't read the text, and you could give this answer even if.
Yeah, and maybe I went too far in what the author says anyway, because there is some element she doesn't talk about, so I went too far in the interpretation. So maybe it's more reflection question. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
Yes. Anything else you saw here, Anna? But that was it?
No. So done.
Yeah. Okay. Right. See, that was quick. So let's see if we have one more thing before we stop. Or maybe someone could look at this, because this is very common. When you ask people to find something to comment on, there can be silence for several minutes, even if you have a whole group and you have 9 pages of text, comment on something and nothing happens. So really, we should be able to just read one sentence, and we should be able to say something about it. That we like it, it's very good, and we can explain why, or maybe we don't understand it, or something is missing, or we don't agree with it, or something. So even just by looking at one answer, it should be possible to say something about it. So how come that we can look at 9 pages of text for minutes and nobody comes up with anything? What's the answer to this enigma? Anyone has an hypothesis? Yeah, Isabel.
Yeah, I have one. I think some people, they prefer to wait, that you ask them if they see something, they don't want to commit.
Are you one of them?
No, because me, I think I talk quite a lot, so I'm waiting for the others to raise their hand, but no, I talk a lot.
Yeah, you're generous to the others, you leave space for them.
Yeah, I think I do, yes.
Yeah. And the others, you said they wait for someone else because why?
Yeah, maybe Andrea is like me, is waiting as well for people to raise hands.
Yeah, but the others, why do they wait?
I don't know, usually Sven speaks, but tonight maybe he's not inspired by passions and stuff like this, you know.
Okay.
And Jon, I don't know, you know, what he's doing.
No, but generally.
General, yeah.
The general idea. Why do you think people wait or hesitate?
Maybe, I don't know. I'm not going to say the fear of mistakes or whatever. Maybe Jon, because he's not familiar with what we do, which is not the case, by the way, of everyone.
Yeah,
here.
but never mind Ian here, because I see it often, and even in groups where lots of people are used to this.
Or maybe because they don't know if they have to raise problems or say if they like some things, or maybe it's not clear what they have to do.
So do you think this was the case? This is the case usually, that it's not clear for people what to do.
No, I don't think so, you know, but really, I don't know.
No, I'm rather puzzled myself because I see it so often.
For me, it seems clear because what you do, it's what we do. We ask if someone sees a problem or if someone find some nice answer and what, you know. So it's less formal, you know. But maybe for some people here, but even for Andrea and Anna, it makes no sense. So I don't know what's happening. Maybe they are not inspired by the text tonight.
But as well, it's not just you tonight. I see it all the time.
Yeah.
So very little is people seem to look at the text and they look and they look and they look. But really, one sentence should be enough to say.
You know what? Can I suggest something?
Sure.
Maybe next time you say you look at your neighbor below you and you just focus on this. You find, and so instead of looking at everything, you just look at your neighbor below.
Yes, you think that would help actually?
Well, it's what I do with my Chinese students, you know, and it works, you know, because I said I give you 5 minutes, you focus on whatever you find, something good.
The function here. Why do you think it's easier if you have a specific piece to look at rather than 9 pages?
Because so they say, oh, yeah, we didn't have time and maybe we missed something or whatever, you know, so they have only 3 or 5 answers to look at, you know. So if you question them, they must have something to say.
Yeah. So this abundance of text, what does it cause in the mind of people?
What, this amount? To read a lot, you know.
Yeah. Do you think people feel the need to read all the 9 pages before?
Of course not, you know, because I know what you're going to do. Like me, you're going to pick up something and go with it, you know. But they are good students, you know.
Yeah, indeed. I had that comment as well. Yeah, but I haven't finished reading. Yeah, okay. You don't have to finish 9 pages before you can say something.
Exactly.
Okay, fine. Some people are good students.
Okay, tonight I go with a page 3 only and see what I'm looking for,
Yes.
what I find, you know.
Yeah. So yes, indeed, I will do that next time. I will give you 1 sentence. Come up with something. Andrea, you have an hypothesis.
Yes, I agree with Isabel. I was giving the second hypothesis that I think gets along with what just Isabel said, that it's easier to deal with just 1 sentence that with more pages, because at least I noticed in myself when there are like a lot of sentences that make me feel a bit pressure. I feel the pressure. And maybe I'm a greedy. I want to deal with more stuff at the same time, so I'm not able to choose, and so I have a hard time choosing and thinking, because I'm trying to think to more things together. So I think it could be a common problem.
What's happening then? Are you looking for the best thing, the most interesting thing?
Yes, I think I'm looking for the best comment, the best idea, the most interesting one, and I'm not satisfied with the first idea that comes in my mind. So I I don't take it, and I don't go deeper, and I switch, and then at the end I don't have anything.
The problems with being an absolutist.
Yes, greedy, absolutist, and
Yes.
yes. I think it's common. Yes.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Instead of just reading one answer, and if you see something in it, raise your hand. But now you're hoping that, well, maybe the next one will be better. Next,
Yes.
maybe
Yes.
Yes. Okay, I see.
But there is the illusion that there is something, always something better.
And the perfect problem.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, nice. Any more hypotheses or ideas about this? Eon, go ahead.
I think another reason for hesitating to say something, it's that the idea, for example, in my case, that the idea I would like to express, it's not clear enough or not complete. So it's this restriction that I need first to complete it in my mind.
So what's the fear? What's the fear if you give an idea which is not clearly constructed in your mind? What is the problem you see?
That I would be stuck, or I would not be able to develop it after I'll express it. So,
but do you think you would not be able to develop it because the idea was not good enough, or because right at this moment you haven't made it clear to yourself?
yeah, it's because it could not be good enough, but I don't know this unless I have completed in my head.
Okay.
So it could be like a dead end, or it could be a fruitious idea.
Right. But then it's an insecurity of giving an idea. You want to be sure that it's a good idea before I tell it.
Yes, I think yes. It's insecurity about.
Because if you give a bad idea, what is the danger? What will happen?
It could be, well, something like a worthless idea or something pointless.
Yeah, but what's the problem? What's the danger of giving us a worthless idea?
I don't know, maybe this fear of looking bad.
Yeah, looking bad, looking stupid.
Yes, it could be.
Could be, yes. Yes, indeed. It's a very common fear of looking stupid. So better not say anything. Yes. Yes. Okay. Yes, is this proverb or saying, let's see if you've heard it before. Better to keep your mouth shut and let people believe that you're stupid than open your mouth and remove all doubt.
What's the last part? Open your mouth.
Okay, so better to keep your mouth shut and let people believe that you're stupid than open your mouth and remove all doubt. You heard it?
No, it's the first time.
Okay. Does it fit?
Yes.
That I opened my mouth and I will prove that I'm stupid.
Or maybe I could prove the opposite.
By saying something smart, yes.
Yes. So I think, yeah, it's this fear of taking chance. And in my case, it's usually at the beginning, but if I see other people overcoming this fear, or if I get used I can involve more.
Yeah. Well, you know, perfect comes with practice. Yeah. So you will overcome the fear by doing it.
Yes, it's usually when what we fear, it's in my mind,
yes.
In our mind, what we fear, it's more exaggerated than the actual thing which happens to us.
If you say 2, 3 stupid things and then you realize it wasn't so bad.
Yes, exactly. But fear makes everything worse and more exaggerated.
Indeed, yes. Yes. So next week we look forward to hear something stupid from you.
Okay.
Right. Good. Okay, so anything else before we finish? It's 9 o'clock. Maybe someone has a pressing comment, something important. No? Okay. Good. So in that case, I'll put the next text, the next exercise in the Google Drive already tonight. Yes. And thank you for tonight and see you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.